Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to the Twitch channel. We are here for the February State of Address for the United Sim Football Association. And you already know it's admin time, so we mean business. You got my homie Caboose here, the league owner. He's doing his thing. How you feeling, brother?
We're doing all right. We are gonna bring some developments that we've been working on for past little bit here to you guys, and just see what you guys think, answer any questions you might have, and just kind of give you an idea of where we're heading as a league.
Most definitely.
For those who just haven't seen one of these before.
Most definitely. Let's get right into it. Might as well. Let's do it.
Yeah. So the biggest one that's coming up is a change in our business model. We are United Sim Sports LLC, and our business model has, since the beginning, been a free-to-play base. That is going to change. We are going to move, because of the move to Madden. The product looks amazing. What the content we're putting out is, we feel, really good. So we think it's time to move to a subscription base league, and what we're going to do is it's going to be a $5 a month subscription. Super easy, super cheap, super affordable. You could probably find that kind of money lying around in, the gutter somewhere.
The couches, the seats,
yeah,
seats
they're
in the
digging
car,
for change in your car. Yeah. It's not much. We don't want it to be much. The plan is to eventually work it up to $10 a month. But for now, $5 a month is what we're going to start it out at, just so we don't scare people off and all that. And then we're also going to bring in owner fees, seasonal owner fees for our ownership group. Those numbers have been discussed privately with the owners already. So just if you are looking at getting into ownership outside of the expansion teams, if you're an expansion team, obviously there's going to be an expansion team fee just to get all your branding and licensing taken care of, so that we can brand you guys. Part of the reason we're doing this is, like I said earlier, due to the move to Madden and how much of a quality product we're putting out. But also because we want to get this piece of software that's going to really help our league in ways that I'm legally not allowed to talk about. You're gonna have to take my word that it's going to really boost the league and what we're capable of doing. And that's going to be expensive. We need money to pay for that. On top of that, we also want to boost content creation in the league a bit. Right now, it's been kind of a difficult thing to keep people working jobs, and we want that to change. So with the move to subscriptions, now we have money to actually pay content creators, real money to do to make content for us, basically. So what that'll look like is, depending on how much content you make and whatnot, we'll discuss that individually with each person. But just know that there is a percentage of income set aside for people that there's a percentage of our income, the league income, that is set aside for specifically people to make content. This will also change how we do progressions. After this season, no more activity checks, no more point tasks, none of that. That all will end up going away. It was good while it lasted. It's fun while, I think it's a good way to get started into leagues. But it's not for big, serious leagues like ours. There's just too much to do, too much to keep track of for everyone involved. And a much more simple method is going to be put in place. While you are subscribed, each month that you are subscribed, you're going to get a certain amount of points each week based on your current TPE levels. We're still going to call it TPE because it's just ingrained in our heads. But every week, based on where you're at, say you're at 1,000 TPE, you're going to get X amount of points each week. And that would be less than someone who has 700 at that time. Maybe, The goal is to just make it nice and simple. There's a easy to follow chart that says if you're in this bracket, you're getting this much each week. And it progressively goes down as you get better. We'll still have some of our, fun games to earn extra bonus points. After the season, the TPE store is going to be gone. Instead, there's going to be 2 purchases, maybe 3, that you'll be able to make. And those are going to be basically just cap boosters. Everyone's going to be able to make a good player. This is not a pay-to-win thing. You're going to be able to make an amazing player without having to spend extra money. If you want to get yourself to that 99 club, basically, you can spend a little bit of money. But it's just for those select people that want to do that.
Everyone's got to have a chance to be competitive, to make plays. There's not going to be that you spend X amount of dollars, you're going to be so much better than the rest of the pack. That's not going to happen here. We believe in balance.
And another way to keep that in check is by keeping our contract system the same. So all your player money, you can buy those same upgrades with player money. It's just going to take longer to get. So, we're not going to be like, oh, there's no way for you to get that for free. If we don't want to nickel and dime you guys. We want you guys to have every opportunity to succeed. And so keeping that balance of the player store, I think, is really helpful. So those are the big changes. We are going to work on custom playbooks for next season. I don't know if we're going to get them in by next season, but we are going to try at least work towards it. That might be a season 9 thing, custom playbooks. So we'll see. Additionally, I believe expansion is coming in season 9, so not next season, but the season after. There will be expansion. So just for our GMs and people who might want to be a GM or an owner, this is potentially the time to do it. I think we're looking for 3 new owners for next season, because Stacks and myself would like to abdicate what our positions to give other people opportunities, which would in turn help the league. Obviously, we don't get those people. That's fine. And we are looking for one person for a team that just can't pay ownership fees. So ideally, we want to take care of that team first, and then we'll take care of Stack's team, Huntington Beach, and then we'll take care of Charlotte in that order. So, outside of that, Do you have anything else? Is there anything else I'm missing here? Stacks? Okay, Stacks is gone. MIA.
I'm back. I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had to back away real quick.
You did not hear a word I said.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. You heard nothing that I said. Okay.
Not within the last 2 or 3 minutes.
I went over. Okay. Yes, you missed my whole spiel on owners.
Oh yeah.
Basically, we need 3 owners for next season. We only really need 1.
But the other 2 is me and you.
Basically, yeah. So the 2 of us want to try and open up that for someone else. Is there anything else I'm missing?
Not really. I mean, I could kind of bring the point home a little bit more. In regards to like while we're doing this. I know a majority of us that has been in.
Said it 3 times.
My bad. Yeah. So like I know
we've only said it 3 times.
True that. So I know the majority of us, like when we started doing sim leagues, we pretty much started from a fairly free standpoint. Like your activity pretty much feeds into your player getting better, which in actuality feeds the league as a whole to be better with the content that comes out and everything like that. So it's kind of hard to balance that, especially if it's mostly just a 2 to 3 person like facility running this whole thing. So just like with the what's what I'm looking for, the highlight video, like that could be done by someone else, which will free up me or someone else to do something else within the league. So it's like it's more of a chipping in type thing. It's great as it is, and as much I want to do those things, I would like to afford those times to help out the league in other ways, like making the game look better, getting those uniforms right. Like those are things that's going to open up a lot more with the subscriptions as well. So I don't want anyone to think like we're just trying to take money from them just for the sake of taking money. It's going to a purpose, and I do love doing this league a lot. It's been a fun ride as well, and I want to keep it going as long as possible, but when help is needed, help is definitely needed. So yeah, that's like the main thing I wanted to get out there. We love and appreciate you guys for being here and chipping in, showing love, joining the streams and the games and stuff. It really does mean a lot, and we want to make this the best sim league possible within the American football side of things and in general. And it's going to take a collective effort. So hear us out. Don't just say, "Oh, they're trying to get money from us." No, we're putting in some serious work in the future to make you guys very proud of us. And when you see the vision actually come through fruition, you look back at this day and said, "Okay, they had our back." So
makes sense.
Yeah, it all click, especially with where the bulk of the income is going to be coming towards. Just like Caboose said, can't say too much about it, can't say anything at all actually, but it's worth it. it's worth it. It's worth its weight in gold. So yeah, that's about all I had on that part.
So all right, we do have one question in our admin questions feed here. If you want to go over that, and I don't think there's any other big crazy announcements to go over. That was the one big one that we had that needed to get talked about. But so thoughts on how games have been playing out so far. There's actually a lot of questions in this, but thoughts on how the games have been playing out so far.
Honestly, the games have been going a lot like I expected, a lot of randomness. I believe there's going to be a little bit of a change in the future in regards to the special team side of things. I know one of the things I did was increase that kick power a little bit. We've been seeing a lot less returns recently for a touchdown, so it did help. But there's like some minor things that we could probably change. But outside of that, like the games have been going smooth enough. It's been competitive. It's been a fun experience actually doing them as well. So I don't have too much complaints, me personally. I don't know if Caboose has anything to add in regards to that, but like I can't think
Yeah, I mean, I
too
think
crazy. Outside of the run
outside
game.
of like week one,
Yeah.
I think the run game it tries to balance itself out a little bit with the fact that there's, you know, only 15 runs a game, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's 15, 20 runs a game. There's not that many. And it kind of balances. It could be a lot more broken for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as we get better D linemen and better linebackers filling out the league, we're going to see a much better. How do I put this? We're going to see the run game kind of start to even itself out.
Mm-hmm. And you kind of see in this game that we're running here between Baltimore and Jacksonville, like it can, like you can see the game like pop off like decent enough runs, but right now JK's running for 9 for 28, so it's more of an attribute, like player type thing. Like that's going to just like slowly work its way downhill, just like you said. So
yeah. Oh, thank you for saying attribute. That reminded me. The point scale will be changing as well for next season.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a lot of changes in regards to the league's overall structure. We changed how we looked on the field. Now we're changing the structure, kind of giving ourselves a fresh start. So, okay. But yeah, back to the questions on hand. Games have been playing out fine outside of that first week. Which kind of goes into will any sliders / changes be made to balance some of the stats, mainly for offense, or hoping for it to mesh out organically as defenses improve? I think I kind of answered that. As defenses get better, I think it's going to change and level itself out. We just need to get to a point where the defenses get a little bit better.
Predictions.
Yeah, early predictions on which team will win the West and the East. Stacks, you want to take that one first?
If Charlotte doesn't win the East, it's rigged. Me personally, that's how I feel about it. Like it's Charlotte's conference to win. They've been the best team in the league. They've earned it. They have the weapons on offense and on defense. It's kind of hard for me to think that any team's going to overtake them, and I should expect them to, at the very least, be in the championship game. But as far as the West goes, that's kind of wide open, and I think it's up to 3 teams to actually get it done. Tacoma, Arizona, and Huntington Beach is one of those 3. I think those are the more complete teams in the West. I think if I was to choose one right now, I'll probably choose Arizona because of their run game. They're the more balanced team right now when Money Mills is balling. So that would be my choice. And if it's not them, probably Huntington Beach. For bias reasons.
So here's the fun thing. There's 3 teams at 3-2 and 2 teams at 2-3. Like, the divisional games, those are going to play a huge factor in terms of their divisional seating, and who makes playoffs, who doesn't. The West, yeah, it's 100% going to be, who can win the most divisional games in that one. And I think that's kind of how it should be. Like, how well do you play against your fellow divisional members? Who that is, I don't know. I'm gonna say gonna stick with Tacoma. I am gonna stick with Tacoma because if excuse me, if say they tie in divisional record with someone else, that plus minus that they built up early is going to be really hard to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
So long as they keep winning, keep that plus minus really high like it is, that could be extremely in their favor.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do think due to some issues in scheduling, they play, I think, Charlotte right at the end of the year. And they play Charlotte twice, actually,
Mm-hmm.
which is weird. So somewhere a game got missed, but yeah, they play Charlotte twice, and Charlotte's, as you said, not a joke. They're my favorite to win the East. Not because I'm biased toward them, but because they're 5-0.
Rightfully so. They've earned it, especially after that last game. If y'all didn't see the last game, I don't know what to tell you. You need to watch that back. It's on YouTube. I put it on highlights for a reason. It was a game worth watching again. Definitely one of my favorite ones to call as well. But yeah, I think really think the only thing that I like for Tacoma is their quarterback. Their weapons are decent to above average in my opinion, but I like the weapons more for Arizona. They got the best back. The wide receiver crew is no joke.
Yeah.
Their quarterback, Money Mills, has been playing out of his mind for a rookie. And then the defense, although they can give up some points, they are the leading scoring team in the league right now.
Yeah.
So they can put up numbers. So if they can put up numbers, you got a shot. So I'm gonna lean towards them. But
yeah,
in Huntington Beach, they're kind of in a weird spot. They have a young quarterback, but they also have a lot of juice. I can't, just like in their last game, they could pop off, and they haven't had a game where they didn't score less than 28 points up to this point. So if they keep that rolling, they could be in a lot more games more often than that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Huntington Beach is going to quite go the distance, but it's possible.
I trust Huntington Beach more than Dallas and Anchorage. That's the thing.
Yes, yeah.
That's where
Anchorage maybe could sneak themselves in there potentially. Now that Bobby Markham's remembered how to throw a football in his old age. But yeah,
that's, and then Dallas, although they've been streaking, I still think they're a little too young. They just need a little bit more extra flair, and not just completely rely on Jerry Breaks to bail them out every game.
Yeah. All right, and now the best offensive and defensive players so far stacks go.
It's the Jacobsons. It's Jacobsons for me.
The Jacobsons?
Yeah. The top running back, the Jacksons, you already know what I'm talking about. Them boys right there, ballers. He forces a fumble a game. Seriously, every time he tackles someone, someone is losing the football. And he's also leading the league in tackles and other statistics and stuff like that. And he's a straight god on the field. He looks like a god. He acts like a god. He plays like a god. So, it's hard for me not to choose him. And as far as Ulf goes, the numbers speak for himself. He's one game away from hitting 1,000 yards, and we're not even past week 6. So that is spectacular. I will give special credit to Hank Falco as well. He's been balling. But I don't know. It can also be the one of those two offensively. But Ulf is on another level in this game right now.
I do like Ulf because of his just versatility so far. But I'm probably gonna have to go with Yojo.
That's a good one too. Yes,
wide receiver.
he's a bucket waiting to happen
man's
in
got
open space.
Yeah. Man's getting 26.8 yards per reception.
He has like 8 like long
That's just
touchdown
nutty.
catches. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Didn't he have like one game where he had 300
He's got
receiving yards?
9 touchdowns. Probably. He's got 672 total receiving yards right now. The next closest is Vic Dotson with 498. The next actual wide receiver has 415. That's Kevin Lee in St. Louis.
It'd be like that. Straight
So,
God.
And he has no drops.
That is very spectacular. Unlike someone he plays with.
I might actually have to pick someone other than Arn, just because
It's your player.
Right now, not even that. John Carter, Calma, is almost on an interception per game.
Yeah, he's been balling too. And it's not like just like him sniping interceptions either. He's going up against receivers and just like taking it from them. Those are some of the best plays I've seen on defense came from him.
Yeah. I mean, that's insane. Interception per game, almost. You're three interceptions in 4 games. I don't. Week 5 is not inputted, but I don't know if he got an interception that game.
I don't think
against
he did.
Dallas.
I don't think he did.
Or was it Anchorage?
It was Anchorage. I don't think he did. Now, off the top of my head.
Okay. But even still, that's one hell of a way to start the year. Now, granted, Arn's 61 total tackles is nuts, but and that's not even counting week 5.
Dude's on pace for 160 tackles.
Yeah,
just think about it.
We'll see what happens. He could be on pace for more, honestly. It could probably hit 180. If he hits the 200 mark, I mean, is it another MVP season for a defensive player?
I'd highly consider it. 200 tackles in 14 games. That's ridiculous.
It's a bit nuts. We'll see though. Outside of that, though, I think that's all the questions we have, unless there's any that's popped up in the stream while I wasn't looking.
Nah.
Doesn't look like it.
Nope.
But that puts us right around the 30-minute mark, so that'll be good. But yeah. Any closing things you want to talk about, Stacks?
Not that I can think of. I mean, we're going to be back rolling again on Wednesday, so I'm going to be keeping it rolling. Watch out for that. What game are we going to have the first game?
Wednesday is, as I go over to the Discord here. Did I not post it? I didn't. I'm so terrible.
Yeah, you posted in my DM.
Yeah, I did. Wednesday is St. Louis taking on Tampa Bay.
St. Louis and Tampa Bay should be a fun ride. Tampa Bay trying to get back in their winning ways. They're 1-4 right now, I believe. So that'll be fun. We're going to get recording on that tomorrow night, and then we'll see you on Wednesday for it. And then, yeah, that's about it. I didn't do too much. You covered pretty much everything.
Yeah. And I'll put the game schedule in there right now, actually. So that way it's being taken care of. I don't forget about it. You said we're swapping the Friday and Thursday game that I had done, right?
Yes.
Yes, you did. So that means it's going to be this one, go in here, at this one over here. which means Friday is that one. Okay, cool. But yeah, that's all from us. Thank you all for your continued support.
Most definitely. We love you all, and we're going to keep it rolling for you as always. Look out for the highlights after the week as always. That's what I'm going to try to do from here on out. So make sure you watch out for that, and we'll close it out. Sayonara, and we'll see you in week number 6.